Did you know that Jimmy Mr. Beast Donaldson has been now accused of having an actual registered P on staff? Because that's a new allegation. And I found some proof that I haven't seen anybody talking about yet. So let's get into it. This video is meant to report on a matter of extreme public concern and import. Oh, girl, it's heating up. It is heating up because these allegations have really gone from bad to worse. Yes, they have. It really all started a few weeks ago whenever a former employee of Mr. Beast, known as Jake the Viking, who, girl, I don't know him from Adam, but he tweeted, Jimmy knew. Okay. So I've been trying to find evidence that Jimmy knew this whole time. I think I might have found some of the most damning evidence so far. I mean, I haven't heard anyone talking about this, but it is public record, so someone probably did see it already. So let me just show y'all what I mean. I don't know how long this video is going to take. It's actually been very difficult for me to research for this video, and it's been very difficult for me to research for Mr. Beast videos at all because I know, and they know, people that make these videos know, whether it's the target audience or not, that the actual audience is young children. Whew. So, okay. I do want to make a video that covers, the whole entire rise and fall of Mr. Beast. But like I already mentioned before, something new happens every day. Makes it hard to keep up. So this video just came out last night and it was posted by that guy, Dogpack. Now, if you will remember, this guy, Dogpack, he was the one who posted, I worked for Mr. Beast, he's a fraud. That one right there at the top. And it's got, 11 million views. And before this video, I don't think that he was getting 11 million views per video. But it was the one where he was dressed up like a cop, and all that, and he made all of the different allegations. Well, he told us in that video that there was going to be a part 2, and maybe he implied there was going to be a part 3 as well. Well, part 2 came out last night. The first, I don't know, probably 75, 80, maybe 90% of the video is an interview with another former Mr. Beast employee, and he does have some alarming allegations, but in my opinion, it's kind of like, frankly, I don't even think it's really worth a video on its own. It seemed like an issue of perhaps some type of duress, perhaps some type of coercion, but at some point, you got to be a grown man and put your foot down. And that is one thing that people got to start learning how to be adults in the writing industry, in the YouTube industry, and everything. And I know it's very hard to make it in any industry without playing along to some extent. And I do think that people should be willing to work hard. And I do think that people should be willing to follow through whenever the going gets tough. So I'm not saying everybody should quit everything all the time, but you're out here boo-hooing whenever everybody else has finally decided to say something. Now you want to come out here snipping and snotting, and you a grown man and you made all these decisions on your own and whatever. But in the last 5 to 6 minutes of this 53-minute long video, I think that's really the most, I think it should have been its own video. I think that should have came out first. I think that should have came out on its own because it kind of does get completely buried by this guy's sob story. And again, I think it's mean and all that, but I mean, sue him or shut up. That's kind of how I feel about it. I mean, that's just my opinion. But when they get to the last 5, 6 minutes, they talking about some very serious allegations. Let me just pull it up because I don't even want to say it. I want y'all to take it from him. No closed captions. Sorry about that. They don't have them. Also, the views. Just look at the views. He says that this video is not monetized also, but I'm getting ads. So he might as well turn the ads on. If YouTube's going to make money off of it, he ought to as well, especially considering he might have some legal bills coming up soon. So if Dogpack for any reason ever sees this video, just turn on the monetization. YouTube's got the ads playing anyway. You might as well be making money off of it.
Jimmy could have been in those Discord chats, or even the potential that he participated in those Discord chats. And if you're going to make fun of my dad.
Now, I could take this opportunity to talk to y'all about how this guy's father is also a child offender. That's what he said. And apparently, Mr. Beast, Jimmy Donaldson made some jokes about that at the expense of this guy. And he's like, you know what? My dad, I don't like him. He's a piece of so whatever, make fun of him. But me and Jimmy weren't friends like that. Okay. So I could take this opportunity to kind of meander into how it's hypocritical that Jimmy wanted to make jokes about it on the one hand, and what I'm about to show y'all he did on the other hand. This is hearsay. This is hearsay to me. What I'm going to do over here, I'm not going on hearsay. I'm going to show y'all what I found in the public record that we have evidence for. So yes, it is perhaps, in bad taste or whatever for Jimmy to have said those things. I wasn't there, girl. I don't know what Jimmy said, but I found some evidence. So let's just get through this because I want y'all to see the part in the video where they are talking about this, because this is what set me on my investigation journey.
I had to say some stuff. Whatever happens at this point.
Outside of it, Chris Tyson, did you ever suddenly or hear about any sexual misconduct at the company?
Okay, so the question is, outside of Ava Chris Tyson, did you ever hear of any misconduct at the company? Now, he's going to start by saying, nah, I heard some water cooler talk. I heard some hearsay. I heard some unsubstantiated rumors. But then he goes on to say, oh, and there was a S predator on the registry working there too.
I've heard rumors. I can't confirm or deny anything. I don't have any tangible evidence, but I've heard stuff. If it could be investigated, that'd be great. But it's like water cooler talk. But I've heard things, yes, of course. I heard people have been let go for some very young people. The idea that Jimmy didn't know or that Jimmy was...
This is a big question, right? Because it all started with the Ava Chris Tyson allegations. And then little by little, people started to take that scope and widen it right over there to Jimmy. And now it's on Jimmy's mama, Jimmy's stepdad. We looking into Jimmy's dad. And the question is, did Jimmy know about the improper communications and the improper actions towards specifically children? That's the most important for me. For one, children are vulnerable. You're not supposed to be doing stuff to children. They can't consent. For two, most of the people that watch his videos, I believe, are children. So that's why it's the most important for me. Is it important to me, that they're stealing people's drawers at the Amazon games and stuff? Yeah, it is. But we got to think about the theory of relativity here, okay? There's children. We're talking about children.
Covering stuff up. He didn't want stuff to come out. He's very careful of his image. You have tangible proof that he knew.
Tangible proof that he knew.
Covered it up. How do you prove that,
How do you prove it?
Known sex offender, registered offender, convicted.
Now, there is this blur right here. I do not know why this blur is here. I do not know why this blur is here.
On the registry and everything.
Oh.
Who?
He might have put up this or this, which is a public record, only for the public's safety, but he may have blurred that out. I bet you he got a privacy complaint. Because I've done this before. This has happened before where I was in the middle of an investigation and I discovered that someone was on a registry of this sort. And I alerted the community because we were in an activist community. We're in the Free Britney movement. And these people were trying to take over the Free Britney movement. They wanted to be Free Britney America. Well, one of them was a offender and it was a child that they had. And they were trying to say, did you know it's illegal to threaten someone with their offender registry? No, baby boy. These registries exist for precisely that reason. So I'm not going to be blurring out the fact that Charles Robert Jefferson, aka Delaware, is a child and is on a registry, convicted. I'm not going to be blurring that out. I'll blur out a social security number or something. Yes, I will, but
that guy, from what I hear, I can't confirm or deny. From what I hear, he's on the registry for doing some not great stuff. This underage.
I have the evidence. I can show y'all what he's on the registry for.
And they knew that he's working at a channel that has underage people on and around and is targeted to underage people. And they covered up the fact that not only did he work there, but he was like the manager when it all started.
Do y'all see what I'm saying? We're 45 minutes and 43 seconds into this video. And this man put his boohoo sob story, a consenting adult, before. This part should have been its own video. It's insulting to the severity of this issue that this was not put in its own video, that this was just kind of put at the end like this. It's just.
And that he knew, and because he'll be in videos, he'll be in thumbnails, he'll be around. And whenever he is, he's wearing a mask. Why would you wear?
Not true. Okay, so y'all can go and watch that video if you want to, and I encourage you to do so. Listen, this is a very far-reaching story, so I'm not saying that somebody intentionally covered this up or something, because I just found this on the internet from somebody else finding it. Okay, so I'm not saying that what's his name, Dogpack Dawson. I'm not saying he knew. I'm not saying he knew about this. And this guy right here, I don't remember his name. Jake, another Jake. Matrix got 6 names over here. I'm not saying they knew this, but it is not true. It is not true. It is not accurate that every time this man is on the channel, he's got a mask on. So let me just get into the allegations first. Now, what I'll do, I'll put the picture up here because I'm gonna have to redact it all out and all that. But just so that you are aware, his name is Charles Robert Jefferson, and this is for public safety. So first, he's on the National Public Offender Registry, and I can link these things down below because I know some people might want to look at it.
People might want to see them, so it's there if you want it.
It's public record, and I have to say, I have it down here. I'm gonna put it in the description box, and I genuinely mean it. Do not contact anyone I mention in this video. This video is meant to investigate whether or not James Stephen Donaldson, aka Mr. Beast, knew that he was having registered PDFs on his set. Okay. That's what we're investigating. And this is for community safety. That is the point of this video. Do not contact anybody mentioned in this video. And if you do, you do so at your own risk because I'm telling you not to do it. Thank you. So yes, he is on the National Registry. Yes, he is on the Delaware Offender Central Registry. And yes, he is on the North Carolina State Offender Registry. Now, why is he on this registry? Well, according to this document, it's because of R in the 4th degree. Y'all can read it right here. The victim's age was 11, and the offender's age at the time was 16. Now, as you can see, this picture right here is dated as of May 10th, 2024. That means it was just 3 months ago that this man went back to do his checkup, registry checkup, where he'd take a picture. He had done so previously in 2022. And I do have, he was registered as offender in 2010. So he's been on the registry for 14 years. Now, someone, thank you very much, on the internet has made a little compilation, a little list of videos that this Charles person was in on the Mr. Beast channel. One of the 3 videos that they list is the I spent 24 hours in an insane asylum video, the one where he is wearing a mask. But that doesn't appear to be the first video that he was in. Let me pull up for y'all. This is so sick. The first video that I was able to find that he was in. This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. See that top one up there? Destroyed my friend's house and bought him a new one. It's got 43 million views 5 years ago. But look at this title. Bought him a new one, right? Destroyed my friend's house and bought him a new one. We've all learned enough about pronouns at this point, I think, to know that him is a masculine pronoun, which refers back to the friend, right? Remember that from English class? You took that in like 4th grade or whatever? Okay. Destroyed friend's house and bought him a new one. Okay, there's a couple parts of it that I want to show y'all. It's 14 minutes long. We ain't going to watch all of it. But I just wanted to point out the title one more time. Destroyed friend's house and bought him a new one. Okay, so I'll probably, because of copyright and all that, fast forward through a lot of this, transform a lot of this. But there's certain parts that I do want y'all to see.
What's up, Jake Paulers? Today we're actually being Jake Paul.
Jake Paul shares a management company. I think they in the same MCN or whatever as Beast. And so is Hassan Reacts or whatever. So all these little like shout outs and fake beefs and stuff.
Today, we're destroying Jake's sister's house. Thanks for giving us permission. No problem.
Heard that? Today, we're destroying Jake's sister's house. Now, you might be confused because it's like, oh, we're being Jake Paul. The Jake he's talking about is Jake the Viking. We've already mentioned Jake the Viking earlier because why? Jake is the one who said Jimmy knew. So today in this video, we're going to be destroying Jake's sister's house. Jake's sister, but the title of the video says destroyed friend's house and bought him a new one. Okay, so Jake's sister lives in this house. And Jake, the Viking, the one who said Jimmy knew, oh my God, the one who said Jimmy knew, he's the cameraman. The one who said Jimmy knew, Jake the Viking, he's the cameraman right now. And they're inside the cameraman, Jake the Viking's sister's house.
Clearance from her brother and her husband, so we should be good. We're
Got clearance from her brother and her husband. Her husband lives there too. Good.
to destroy everything in this house and then replace it with new, better, more expensive things. Basically give her a home makeover.
This is kind of starting to give a little bit fixing up your friend's house to write it off as a business expense for your video. But I don't know, I wasn't there.
I had her husband make a list of everything she doesn't like.
I had her husband make a list of everything she doesn't like.
Have sentimental. So we're only gonna destroy things that we know for a fact don't matter to.
Okay, so that they start destroying the house and for the purpose of giving them a gift card to buy something new. This video was posted November 24th, 2018. Now it's very interesting because right around that same time, Jimmy would enter into the first power of attorney with his mom, Sue, that we do see. It was in October. It was the month before this. And it was for the real estate transaction of a property. So I'm wondering if the house he bought, the new house he bought, is actually a house for himself, but he's just doing it as a tax write-off or something. Again, this gets dark. So, buckle up. So there's just a few things that I found to be weird in this video. First of all, I want to show y'all, it's just a little bit suggestive.
To the farm.
I think that's everything. Yep.
That's a good spot.
Okay, so then they go to the farm and blow stuff up. Okay, so now I want to fast forward through this video to about the 8-minute mark.
Let's see his reaction. They're here. They're here.
So they've destroyed the house.
And yeah, guys, let's see his reaction. They're here. They're here. They're here. She's looking at the U-Haul. The computer is just...
This man right here walking through the house. Spoiler alert, ding, 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 ding. Reason you're all here. That's the registered sex offender. They redid his house. They redid the sex offender's house. Yeah, 43 million views. In the title, it says friend, destroying friend's house. Whose friend? We don't know. Whose friend seems like Jimmy's. Look at him right there. Y'all see a mask on him? There's no mask. This is the public video. Y'all just saw me pull it up.
Caroline, oh my God.
So that's him. I'm going to skip through this part. Y'all can go watch it yourself. I'll put the link down below if I remember. If not, y'all saw how to get to it. But there's some stuff I want y'all to see. That is the little child, which they have unedited, unredacted with her name out here. I'm going to probably blur her out. But they sure do have her on here. Just face out.
Oh, Caroline.
You want to see one more thing we got you?
Do you see this?
How do you feel of the way your house looks?
Yeah.
I mean, you knew.
They got this sitting right here on the couch interviewing him about how he feels about his house being destroyed.
About this. So
I knew about it.
But how do you... difference between knowing and seeing.
Yeah, like I knew there was going to be things
Speaking of knowing about things, the irony.
done, but
Not.
to what level I had no clue.
We made sure to push the boundaries.
Yeah.
They sure did make sure to push the boundaries. They sure did.
Yes.
The artwork is beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's telling me everything I need to know, girl.
Things, we replaced them nicer. So let's go shop and replace everything with nicer things. Obviously, we're not buttholes, so.
There he is right there. He's right there just hanging out on the video called Destroyed Friend's House and bought him a new one.
So anything we destroyed, we're gonna
Destroyed Friend's House and bought him a new one.
buy you something 2 times better. But you already know, but she doesn't.
Right, she didn't know that, so I can take her shopping.
Have fun. We have a lot of business cards because we spend a lot of money. And they all have like low caps. So there's about 6 of them. They each have a $5,000 limit.
So it's business expenses. So they're Mr. Beast is using business cards to renovate and buy brand new furniture and fixtures and etc. for this in a video entitled Destroyed Friends House and bought him a new one.
Meredith, you ready to go shopping?
Okay.
So again, y'all, this is Jake the Viking's sister and her husband. That's Jake the Viking's brother-in-law. You starting to see why maybe Jake the Viking was tweeting Jimmy knew? Because this 5-6 years ago, Jake the Viking's brother-in-law got a whole new house renovation from Jimmy. You think Jake the Viking knew? You think the wife knew? You think the wife knew about the registration? So what are the chances Jimmy didn't know? The video is called Destroyed Friend's House and bought him a new one.
To destroying Delaware's house. Cheers.
How long y'all think that video and that title is going to stay up like that after this video comes out?
He cleaned the yard.
What? Let's fix it real quick so people don't hate us.
Okay.
So then they show the completed house. It's almost like they bought this house because y'all know the rumor and the articles and everything say Jimmy houses these people and he's buying up a lot of the houses in the neighborhood to house his producers and things. Because I mean, he has people move to the middle of North Carolina. I mean, it's not like they move into New York or whatever, right? And he'll pay for their housing and stuff. So is it possible that this house was needing to be renovated and needing new appliances and things, and maybe, you know, a 43 million view video, maybe it could have helped to pay for some of that, you know, write it off as a business expense, renovate the house. It's totally legal. I'm not saying anything they're doing is illegal, but I'm just saying, you know, I don't know. Why are you hiring Jake the Viking's brother-in-law? That's an S offender. And Jake the Viking, yeah, Jimmy knew, but you knew too. You knew too. That's your brother. That's your family. Don't worry. I got a TikTok coming up. And it's just from a few months ago of these two together.
So it's a couple days later, and his house is completely revamped. And the other thing is, his wife isn't here. I didn't know, but she's not getting back to like...
That's the offender right there. personally, I don't want to be cozied up to somebody like that. He was 16 years old. She was 11. He's still on the registry to this day. He was on the registry that day. Look at these buddy old pals. Look at James, Jimmy, Stephen, Mr. Beast, Donaldson. Just cozied up right there.
Next week, so we don't even get her reaction to the finished house. Yeah, this is his new house. This is a rug that's not torched. What was right here, Jake?
Oh, it was tiny.
I like this.
Tiny what? So I was able to find this evidence from the Wayback Machine, the archive.com. And as you can see, on July 16th, 2020, there is a still shot from this exact video. And you can see clearly what it did say on the wall. If there was any type of confusion, I mean, I think it was pretty clear what it said. But here you go. Here it is right here. And it kind of seems like this was the thumbnail image because I don't see that anywhere in the video. So your guess is as good as mine.
Couch.
Yeah, sit on it. You picked it out. It's awesome.
Real quick. Oh, this is her favorite?
Yeah. She opens it up, and there's a little mirror, and she likes to brush her hair.
Okay, see, this would be better content if your kid was here. We didn't think this one through.
They did not think this one through. No, they did not.
Ooh, a nice bed.
Nice bed.
Nice TV. Wow,
New
there's
sound.
no guy on your wall anymore.
There's not.
Ooh, everything looks so nice.
You know what's nice about this, though? Remember earlier?
Look at these best friends right here wearing the Beast merch. A S offender and his brother-in-law who now wants to say Jimmy knew. But look at him buddied up.
If it's rounded, yeah.
Yep, that's why we got this one.
It's the coldest it's ever been because it works now.
Ooh.
New microwave.
Because we didn't even destroy the other one.
Yeah, you did.
Well, anyway, microwave the Snickers, but
Yeah, it's all over. It was destroyed. Yeah, new oven. Stuff's kind of already in there, but honestly, my favorite thing is because I love to bake with.
No mask. No shame. Buying him a new house. Buying him a new house, getting him new appliances. Amen, Jesus.
My daughter. We got a new KitchenAid mixer, so we can bake cookies and cupcakes. Hey.
So I think, that gets that point across. There are two other videos that are featuring this guy or that include this guy. One of them is the 24 hours straight in prison from December 19th, 2018. And one is the 24 hours straight in an insane asylum. Okay. So y'all already know about the tweet, about the Jimmy New tweet. Y'all already know about that one. It's still up as of 10:39 a.m. on Thursday, August 8th, 2024. But there's one more thing I want to show y'all. And that is a TikTok that Jake the Viking himself did just post in February 2024. 6 months ago. Just 6 months ago. Now, there is an archived version of the registry page from Delaware. And on the archived version from 2022, it says that the guy did not have any tattoos. Okay. But then that one that I showed y'all, this one right here, it does have a tattoo. I'm going to put it up on the screen. But it does say that he does have a tattoo. And the tattoo is on the right shoulder. And it is the grain of a walnut tree. Do y'all see that? Grain of walnut tree, right shoulder. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Mr. Jimmy knew. We're going to talk about you. Because look like Jimmy and Jake knew. Look like they both knew.
Mother-in-law and sister are about to get tattooed.
All right. Here's Jake the Viking right here. This is his TikTok, and this TikTok is up right now. I just downloaded it less than an hour ago. And he's at a tattoo shop, and he's getting a tattoo. Listen to what he says.
My brother-in-law and sister are about to get tattooed for the first time, so come with me and let's see how their first experience is.
My brother-in-law and sister are about to get tattooed for the first time. Remember who his brother-in-law was? Well, look, he has two sisters. So maybe it's not Madeline. Maybe it's his other sister, Abby. Okay, no. He's at the tattoo shop with the offender getting a tattoo, and he's posting it for all of y'all to see. Spoiler alert.
I remember my first tattoo. Do you?
What's that look like to you? What's that look like to you? Does it look like a tattoo right shoulder grain of walnut tree? Yeah. So I say all this to say, did Jimmy know? I guess I really don't know. He's never openly said he knew, and we can't get inside Jimmy's mind. But with the context clues that we do have, we got the brother-in-law of the S offender, who did in fact used to work for Mr. Beast. He's out here saying Jimmy knew. Do y'all think it's possible that this brother, Jake, the Viking, this brother-in-law didn't know about the S registry? You think it's possible he didn't know? That would mean either his sister knew and didn't tell him, or his sister didn't know, the one married to the guy. What I can say for a fact, this man, Charles Robert Jefferson, is on not one, not two, but 3 registries. The National, the North Carolina, and the Delaware. What I can say for a fact is that they called this man Delaware instead of Charles. What I can say for a fact is that the May 2024 mugshot picture he had to come and take and renew, it listed that he had a right shoulder tattoo with a wood grain from a tree. A walnut tree in particular. Now, also, I don't know why. Let's like put aside the fact that the walnut tree kind of gives a little bit like a Georgia O'Keeffe vibe, if you know what I mean. And what I can tell you for a fact is that we got the other guy over here tweeting Jimmy New. No, for a fact is that Ava Chris Tyson has now been really called to the carpet for some things with receipts. And what I can tell you for a fact is Jimmy and his channel redid this man's whole entire house, calling presumably him his friend. So is it possible Jimmy didn't know? They were calling him Delaware. Is it possible Jimmy didn't know? And look, listen, I gave up being a conspiracy theorist for Lent, but if I was a conspiracy theorist, this would give me a little bit of concern. That's all I really had for today. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation. Love you, mean it, okay, bye.
Welcome into my world. You're playing my game. Thought that you could come up and they're fitting off of my knee. Talking out the side of your neck like you're insane. Cortisol levels to the roof. Inflame. Kids these days so shameless. Selling out real friends for a paycheck. Mama didn't teach them no home training. Wanna be me so bad, but they failing. Step to the plate though. I'll take a challenger. I ain't scared of no low life scavenger. I should warn you though, if you haven't heard, I know Colleen ukulele ballanger. Shots been fired. Run and tell that. Say it to my face though. Now behind my back. Won't be long till you share it in a group chat. And when I call you up, you're gonna backtrack. And you should've kept my name out your mouth. As we go, how